Hello everyone and welcome. Make a cup of your favorite drink and get comfortable because this is a wonderful time for new stories from Yellowcat. Send your own stories in the comments below and maybe they'll be in our new video. Workers of Reddit. When have you said, F this, I quit? For the second year in a row, the big meeting with the CEO went, and we hit 150% of our targets this year. No pay raises for anyone. Company promised a retreat in Banff because we hit our sales targets. 2 weeks before the trip, they say it's been cancelled with no plans to pay us out for the pooled bonus that would have went towards that trip. On the weekend of the trip, a manager posts a photo of her and other managers in Banff. But oh no, it wasn't work-related. They said it was for a manager's birthday, even though one of the managers that went absolutely hates the one who was allegedly celebrating the birthday. Quit shortly after. I worked as a sales engineer for a small company. They kept dangling the $1 million sales month over our heads. Promised they would make it worthwhile. Keep pushing. So, we finally made it. The reward? Senior management got custom-made bobbleheads of themselves. They sat at the lobby and looked creepy as F. That's all. I was hired for a college to run their office where students got hands-on work in the field. When I discovered that they were ripping off students' hours, I started providing students copies of their hours and telling them to keep a notebook with the copies for their records. See, the students were on a contract that if they didn't graduate by the date estimated for completion, students were required to pay $200 every additional week it took to complete a month suspension, which in turn went against contract graduation date. They also asked me to falsify reports of students' absences to suspend them even though I had documented proof the student was in class. I decided to leave that job, but not before telling the students to report them to the state board and providing statements for the lawyer who the students gathered to represent their case. Previous workplace gave me a promotion to sales lead. Buried in the fine text was a line that read something to the effects of, if there isn't an actual manager around, you become the manager on duty. Didn't think anything of it until they conveniently fired my direct manager a week later, didn't replace her, and expected me to do all the work she used to without a promotion or pay raise. I was the IT department for a small company. A few times I would go to the owners' places and work on their computers there, set up VPNs back to the office, etc. Didn't take long for that to morph into, come over tonight, my teenage daughter has an essay due and the printer isn't working, and little Johnny got his computer loaded with viruses again, come fix it. I didn't get paid extra for the house calls. When I finally said, F it, I quit, they wouldn't accept my resignation, as though they had a choice. So I wrote a bridge-burning letter detailing why I was leaving. House calls was only the point in the letter that they took issue with. I actually just remembered the part that threw me over the top. House calls were annoying, but this was almost 20 years ago. We ran a lot of promotions and collected a lot of information about retailers. One of the company's main assets is this thorough list of small independent retailers in our market segment. We had more and better data than Google at the time. We started a new arm of the company which was only peripherally related to this. In order to get the word out, they wanted to contact this list. Things like MailChimp didn't exist yet, and many of the retailers didn't have email. We contacted them via fax. So I was asked to write a spamming program. The privacy policy under which we collected the retailer data explicitly forbade us from using the data in this way. One of the owners was also the legal counsel. He said do it anyway. Shady business be shady. This all came to a head around the same time as the house calls. I did write the spam bot, but I did not document any of it before I left, so hopefully they never figured out how to use it. I give so much credit to all IT folk. The amount of stupid questions you all receive must drive you insane because it sure as H does drive me effing lunatic when I overhear my coworkers call our IT guy in an emergency for something they could have quite literally Googled and figured out themselves, if they just gave some sort of effort. We all use laptops and dock them into our stations to use on monitors. Coworker came in one day and kept pressing the on button, but starts freaking out that the screen remains black and blames everything on the IT guy. He had updated her software that week. She frantically calls him over and over, leaving voicemails that he needs to come to her desk right now, otherwise she can't get any work done. This goes on for about an hour. One of coworkers noticed she doesn't have anything docked into her station and asks her where her laptop is. She responds saying that she left her laptop at home and why would she need to bring it into work? We all point out that the reason her monitor is black is because she doesn't have her effing laptop docked in to connect to the monitor and she is dumbfounded. I swear to effing God, I would have lost my mind and my job as a result of immense anger from the GD stupidity if I was in IT. HR dude calls on Friday at 6 p.m. Hey, I'm really sorry, the insurance company won't cover you until you're an employee for 60 days. Me. That's a shame, since you promised that you'd cover me and children right away, that you'd arrange the 60 days going to not apply to me, and I told you that was a condition for me accepting this job. Also, my son's surgery is literally on Monday in 2 days. And he was shocked that I quit the next week. Just totally livid that I gave a week's notice. You know this means you'll never work here again? Yeah, Jorge, that's the effing point. I got hired at Kmart to work in sporting goods. Was told to wear the traditional black pants and red polo. Day 1. Sorry, we can't train you for sporting goods today. We need you to help unload trunks. It's summer in South Carolina. It's 100 degrees and it's 80% humidity. I'm wearing black pants and a thick polo. No change of clothes. End of day. Sorry about today. We'll start your training tomorrow. Come to work in uniform again. Day 5, same thing. Day 6, same thing. Day 7, I came in on my day off to quit. If I wasn't dumb and 17, I probably would have just wised up and brought a change of clothes. I didn't mind unloading the truck, although the sweat-drenched clothes weren't ideal. The real reason I quit was the obvious lack of planning and management. I don't quit. I just start not giving an F and try to see how long I can keep cashing checks before I'm forced to leave. Worked at a mall retail store in college for a couple years. When I was just a lowly peasant, the manager was great to work for. Once I became a key holder is when things changed. I learned very quickly why the other key holders didn't last. The manager would make rash decisions that would be blamed on everyone but her. Last straw was when the evening shift didn't change out some signage, and I get in the next morning having no idea there was a new signage to be put out. She came in and berated me about the signage not being updated. I walked in the back, dropped my keys off, and told her I quit and went to walk out. She grabbed me and told me I need to give a written notice and fax it to corporate. To whom it may concern, I terminate my employment effective immediately due to my manager's inability to properly treat staff. Faxed it and walked out. She read it after I had already sent it and chased me out, berating me more, claiming I would never get another retail job in this mall, blah blah blah. 3 weeks later, I started at another store in that mall and always made it a point to smile and wave at her when I saw her. I asked a month in advance for time off during a Friday. I was approved. The fateful Friday came around and everybody I worked with, 4 of us, were also approved for time off. We all had the same event to attend. The manager calls me the night before and tells me that I need to come in. I told him I had already made the plans and that I was approved months ago with emails to show for it. He responded by telling me if I didn't show, I'd be fired. I just didn't go. F you, Jason. I used to work nights as a cashier at a deli/convenience store. Pretty chill job. The manager, who worked during the day, quit, so my boss asked me to switch and handle manager's responsibilities. I said sure, with a pay raise. He assured me it would only be for a week, so I said fine, I'll do you the favor. So now I would work 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. during the week and 6 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. during the weekends. The new times also involved a lot more work. I would literally be running the entire store myself, including orders, deliveries, inventories, a bunch of other things that I was not getting paid to do. Should also note that my boss didn't even know how to work the register, let alone anything else that needed to be done. Well, that week turned into a month. I went back into his office, which was a supply closet with a computer in it, to discuss a pay raise, and he asked to take me out to dinner to discuss it. I said no. Told him he had another week to find someone. Next week goes by, and it's a Friday. I go up to him and ask him for either a raise or some sort of bonus for all that I've done. He asks about dinner again, and I say no. He then says no to the raise or bonus. So, I told him I quit. He can show up tomorrow and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. because I won't be there. I'm telling this to the man who doesn't know how to open the register. I walk away and go back to the register. He comes up to me 10 minutes later, opens his wallet, and pulls out a $100 bill and gives it to me as my bonus. I take it, put it in my purse, and say, "Thank you." I'm still quitting though. The look on his face was amazing. An hour later, I pay myself for the week and left. I used to work as some kind of aid worker / rescuer in events with large gathering of people, concerts, festivals, etc. The boss / owner always put her head down for the clients and allowed them to exploit us. One of the regular clients was the event manager of a popular stadium. They would ask us to be in the stadium 3 hours prior to the event to clean, yup, and stay afterwards to clean, yup. The manager wasn't paying more money for it, but the boss didn't want to lose the client, so we just have to do it. So there would be events that took 16 hours to complete with a menial pay, no food or beverage, and with the client expecting us to do more work for free. Note, I've never did that and always encouraged my partners to leave. It wasn't our job to clean. But the moment that made me say F this S was when the boss called me saying that the client emailed her with a complaint about me. I thought it would be about me and my team always leaving after the job was done and not staying for cleaning, but no. They told me that they always see you chatting with your partner and with a smile. They don't want the attendants to see their workers distracted and or laughing. They want to show that only professionals work with them. So they are asking that you turn down a notch your positive attitude and keep a poker face all the time. Thank you for watching. Guys, thank you for all the support and the likes. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. See you next time.